And then my manager told me, there's this guy, he works for the county government. Maybe you should come, I introduce you to him, and then he can help us. He can give us some gigs here and there. And apparently they were friends. They had gone to school together. We have suffered in these streets. We have suffered. Insist on being paid first. It doesn't matter you're going to perform for who. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and joining this Mema family. And if you came back for yet another time, thank you so much for coming back, and I promise I won't disappoint. So today I want to tell you a story. One, I'm trying to do a series of stories of why I actually took a break in music, or basically the challenges I faced during the time when I was doing music. I've had so many questions. Why did you stop? Did you stop music really? When are you doing the next song? But yeah, there are many reasons why I actually took a break on music, from music. And one major reason why, one general major reason is because music is expensive. So today I want to tell you a story of one Mashujaa day. I think it was in, if I'm not wrong, 2017. What I just remember is that at that time Lusaka was the governor of Bungoma County. And so yeah, it was a Mashujaa day. So before the Mashujaa day, I actually used to have a manager. I used to have a manager who was managing my music, and he would try to look for events for me and that and many things, you know. So at that time I was still in campus. I think in my 4th year in campus, if I'm not wrong. Had I graduated? No, I was still in campus. And then my manager told me there's this event. It's like a breakfast event for the county government. They are hosting a breakfast event in Nairobi, somewhere. I think it was somewhere in Upper Hill. This breakfast event that was attended by the governor and many other officials of the county government and many other people who were just invited to come. So my manager told me, yeah, you can come to this event, and I'm sure you'll meet important people here, like, you know, you get to know people. So I went to the event actually, and I even performed. If I'm not wrong, I performed shortly. Yes, I did a short performance in the event, but it was an impromptu event, so I didn't expect anyone to like pay me or whatever. But it was a nice event, and being a campus student at that time, going to such an event where you're meeting really great people who have achieved many things, it was really an honor. And I met many people at that time, and I tried to make contacts here and there. And then my manager told me, there's this guy, he works for the county government. Maybe you should come, I introduce you to him, and then he can help us. He can give us some gigs here and there. And apparently they were friends. They had gone to school together. So I went. I talked to the guy, and the guy said, hi, oh, your name is so Mercy. Oh, how comes I don't know you? You're an artist and I don't know you? Oh, I should know you. And then he said, okay, give me his number. He told me, this is my number. He wrote it down. This is my number, blah, blah, blah. If you don't find me in this, get me. He gave me like four numbers, you know, like, if you don't find me in this, you get me in this. If you don't, you know, I was so excited by that. I said, okay, finally, you know, this is a person who has a high-ranking office in the county government. So I took his numbers, and then I went home. I told my manager, yeah, he has even given me his numbers. Of course, my manager had his number, but he just wanted me to like get to know the guy because he felt the guy was great. And yeah, he was a great guy with a big job. But then when I got home, I tried to contact him. And all he could tell me, anytime like I would try to talk to him and tell him like maybe you can get me gigs, the first thing he would tell me, yeah, I will get you gigs. Like he would tell me, I'll get you gigs. I used to do music like you. I love music. You know, I am one person who can get you gigs. Even I can even get you to perform during the presidential events. You know, those he used to be a great MC. So he would tell me, I'm one person who can get you events even in very big, like I can get you to perform in big events like the president, Mashujade and stuff. And then, you know, you feel so like excited. You're saying, okay, like finally I have found someone who will. And at that time I had my song that was trending in my circle. Okay, I can't say that it was trending whatever, but it was trending in my circle, and it was a really great song. That song, it was a really great song. And by the way, I will attach that song so that it will be singing at the background. Sasa mimi msichana nikasema, hey, and now I will tell my manager every day. I'll tell my manager, hey, this guy said he's gonna get me this and this and this gig. And my manager said, yeah, he can. He actually has the potential, but you just need to be careful. So to cut the long story short, there was a Mashujaa event that was coming in. There was Mashujaa Day that was coming, and so during Mashujaa Day, those who don't know, Mashujaa Day is a day that we celebrate people who have done extraordinary things in my country, like people who have achieved extraordinary things in my country. They are honored during that day. So Mashujaa Day was around the corner, and then my manager told me, hey, we need to contact this guy so that he can at least give us a chance to perform at the Mashujaa event. So my manager tried to reach him because I really wanted him to reach him. Like I really wanted it to be official, like from my manager, you know, when you have a manager. So my manager tried to reach him, and they talked, and he reached out to me. He told me, your manager talked to me about this. You want to perform? I said, there's no problem. You can perform. And then he told me he will make it official so that I will be paid when I go to perform. And he even told me like roughly what I would expect to be paid, you know, like I would expect to be paid a certain amount. Okay, so I organized, so I knew I had a gig. He confirmed, I think he confirmed officially in a letter or something. He didn't send a physical letter, but he confirmed in some document and even sent a picture. And guys, honestly, I was so excited. I can't lie. I was so excited. Like for the first time, I'm going to perform before the governor of my county. And at that time, it was Lusaka. And I was so excited. Guys, you just don't know. So I told my manager, I have to plan for this. So I went ahead and made a dress for myself. It was like a kitenge dress. I saw a dress for myself. Like I went to the tailor and made a dress, and I'll post that dress here, by the way. It was a really nice dress at that time. I bought heels, black heels, which I ended up never wearing them. And then I traveled the day before. At that time, I think my manager was in Bungoma at that time. So me, I'm in Nairobi. I traveled overnight. I reached in Bungoma early at around 5, the D-Day now. I checked in our hotel because I knew I have to wash up, freshen up and change and maybe take a nap before I go to the ground. So I took a nap and I woke up really early, around 7:30 or so. I'm heading to the grounds. And then when I'm dressing up, I just noticed that my shoes, my high-heel shoes that I had bought, like I had spent money to buy it, I left them in Nairobi. Guys, I was crying. Like I was so frustrated because I didn't have any other shoes to wear with that dress. So I really felt frustrated. I called my manager. I told him, no, just relax. Don't let it spoil your day. Just relax. We'll see what we can do. Then later on, he told me, come meet me at Tesha supermarket in Kandui. So I went in Tesha in the morning because the shoes I had, I think they were boots or something. I couldn't wear it with that dress. We went in Tasha and I looked for shoes. I wanted like some I didn't find, but I found some open shoes, like really open shoes, and I just wore it with the dress, and I was so furious. But my manager told me what is important is for you to mark this day. So yes, I said I have to mark this day. So I went to the stadium, Kandui Stadium at that time. I reached there. People had just started coming. It was around 8 something. So I went, found myself a place to sit, and just to make sure I let the guy know, because he was in charge, just because, you know, I let him know that I am there. I actually had I had already told him I am around, I'm coming, I'm traveling, and I'm around. So yeah. So people started performing, you know, you just waiting. And the performances were really good, by the way. But most of them were traditional performances, you know, because that's a county government event. So mine, I felt like my performance in a way stood out. People really liked it. People loved it because it was different. A little different from what had been performed from the traditional performances. Even we had some church choirs that performed. My song was different. It was a contemporary pace song, and it was slow. The nature of the song was slow, so it was really nice. So people paid attention, and people were like, wow, this girl, who is this girl? You know, it was my first time to perform within the county. So I left the stage feeling really nice, like I have done a serious performance. And by the way, if I get some video of the performance, I will attach it here, or maybe just some photos. So guys, hey, I finished, I left, and that time I was supposed now to go home. I was not coming back to Nairobi immediately. I was supposed to go home to my village in Tongareni. Those who know Tongareni, I was supposed to go and visit my parents before I come back to Nairobi. So I finished the event, and me, whatever I want is now to get paid. Guys, always when you're given these opportunities, if you're an artist, insist on being paid first. It doesn't matter you're going to perform for who. Ata kama you're upcoming, even if you're an upcoming or you're still so young or whatever, insist on being paid, or at least get paid half of the money, you know, so that you know this money. Do not, cause that day, I think I was so frustrated. So I am supposed to go home in Tongareni. I finished to perform, and the event was going and going. So I'm waiting to be paid, because I can't live without my money. Something that I have come all the way from Nairobi to come and perform, and I have been expecting, you know, like, ooh la la. You should know people. So I said, okay. I went and approached the guy, because I was supposed to go to Tongareni. And those guys, if you've been to Tongareni, if you are in Tongareni those days, you know how crazy it used to be, especially if it rained. Na your time ilikuwa wakati wa mvua. So if it rained, you couldn't, like, hata kupata gari ya kwenda huko, it was really difficult. Those who have been there, or those who come from that place, they can attest to that. Like, I really needed to go home like immediately, so that I don't like get stranded. And also I didn't want to spend my money that I just earned from that event to like going in a hotel again. How, you know. So I said, okay, let me get paid, then I will leave immediately. So I approached the guy said, okay, wait. Then again, I approached him after like another 30 minutes, said, okay, wait. Then finally he held my hand and told me, come. So he took me to some other guy, and he told the guy, okay, sort this girl out. So the guy held my hand and walked with me. I was young, guys, I was young, naive and stupid. He walked with me to behind the tent, and then he puts his hand in his pocket. Like I said, I'm not trying to bash anyone here. This is just me sharing my experience. So the guy took me behind the tent and took money, a lot of money. Like at that time, I remember there were these old notes. Alafu zilikuwa mingi, like a lot of money. And then out of the money, he took 2,000 Kenyan shillings, 2K. Ara 2K ni pesa ngapi? 2K ni dollars ngapi? Fanyeni hesabu. 2,000. How much is 2,000 Kenyan shillings? That's like if 100 is equals to $1, so yeah, that's like $20. He took $20, and gave them to me. It's not a problem. Like, it's not a problem totally. That's a lot of money, you know. But guys, I was expecting $200, 20,000 Kenyan shillings, and at least 20,000. And I had prepared myself, bought myself a dress, new shoes that I never ended up wearing anyway, traveled all the way from Nairobi, spent money in the hotel. Now I am receiving 2,000 shillings. I was so heartbroken. Now, that wasn't even the issue. The issue is, the guy takes me to another guy, or is it another lady, and tells me to sign some paper. So I'm given a sheet of paper. I think it's a receipt of showing that you've been paid. So I am signing the paper. Then I noticed whatever is written in that paper is actually not 2,000, but 20,000 Kenyan shillings. So the guy, I told him, but what, I'm supposed to be paid. He said, no, you know, there's no money. Performances were more than we expected. So just take the 2,000. We'll do the follow-up later. I was so disappointed, demoralized, frustrated. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't have the words to explain. You know, you are young, trying to make it in music, and then you come and get such frustrations at such a stage. I felt so frustrated. I went to my manager. He asked me how much I've been paid. I told him 2,000. He said, really? I said, yes. He really sympathized with me, and he told me, no, it's okay. You know, you're still growing. You know, he never used to want to disappoint me. So he told me, it's okay. You're still growing, and then this and that. He took me to the bus stage. I bought I did some shopping with the 2,000. You know, there's this song that says, siku moja mama nitakununulia nyumba ya kifahari, gari ya kifahari, uendeshe mama kwa pesa za mziki. So I said, I have earned 2,000 shillings. These 2,000 I have to shop for my mom. So I did some shopping for them actually. And I went home, and then my dad was like, how was it? You know, my dad really gets excited about my music and just about my development in all round. So how was it? Tell us, you know. Hey, so I just told them, no, I wasn't paid so well, but I enjoyed the moment. It was nice. It was a learning lesson. You know, I explained to him what had happened, and of course your dad wouldn't want to disappoint you, so he just said, yeah, it's a learning process, don't worry, it's like that, you'll grow. So to cut the long story short, I stayed at home. I was grounded. I didn't even have fare to go back to Nairobi. I didn't have fare to go back to Nairobi. I stayed home for a while, not because I wanted, but because I didn't even have the money to go back to the city. But later on, I hustled out a way, and I went back to the city, and I tried to follow up with this guy, my money, if I was gonna get paid, but it never happened. Every time he would tell me, oh, I will follow it up with the finance, oh, blah, blah, blah. Ikaisha. So I went back to Nairobi, and that was it. We have suffered. In these streets, we have suffered. So when you see me taking a break from music and deciding what nitafute pesa kwanza, wase eleweni, like sometimes money has to come first, because if music cannot sustain you and you cannot sustain music, what are you even doing? You know, this is today's story. I will bring you another story about why I decided to take a break on music. But until then, guys, keep watching my other videos, and please subscribe, and ask your friends to ask their friends to ask their friends to subscribe to my channel, because you cannot afford to miss. So guys, bye. Please subscribe, leave a comment in case there's any questions you want to ask down here. And by the way, just remember, I am not trying to bash anyone. I didn't mention any names. I'm just saying this because it's my story, and I wanted to share you guys the struggles young artists go through. So bye, ciao.